Hello, folks, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Minecraft Resonant Rise. I'm your host, Kieran Dave, creator of the Resonant Rise mod pack, and one of the maintainers, the laziest maintainer. This is episode 1 of season 6? Yeah, I think so. Well, you know, the season thing is kind of weird anyways. I don't know if I like that, but this is a new map. And this is where I've started out in this new map. Now, I have decided on a different theme. I have decided for sort of a treehousey theme. And I got set up in this beautiful mushroom biome. Now, this map is running the latest, greatest version of Resonant Rise, or I shouldn't say greatest, but definitely the latest. Version 2.1, like I guess it ends in 16.1. Yeah, I forget. It's like, you know, 16.1. This is the beta builds, or the experimental builds, where we're basically getting really close to a stable mod pack. So I thought I'd start playing here, play on the old LP1 with Aiko, Sace, Pokefan, a couple other folks. You may know them, you may not. Pokefan's the author of one of the mods in the mod pack. Aiko is a friend of mine, awesome YouTuber. Go see his channel. Sace is doing YouTube now, also great guy, friend of mine from a long time ago in the forums, the Feed the Beast forums. And yeah, here we are. This is my little house so far. I chopped off the top of one of these rather short versions of these trees, so you can see that there's a little stumpy one over there. And I thought that maybe we'd start making a treehouse network on this place. And, you know, I don't have too much going on here right now. I have, you know, a little bit of iron, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I thought maybe the first thing I would do, well, you know, by the way, I'm not doing any admin stuff, so I should probably have remembered to do that. Not utility mode. So, you know, it's recipe mode. There we go. All super legit. Oh, and that's right. This is something I always forget to do, but you know, the GUI scale should be large. There, you can all see now, right? I hope so. I don't want to hear anything about how I can't see the UI, because for me, it's flippin' enormous. It's the size of my freaking head. Well, so what I've been doing is I made this little house, and I also dug down a little bit, hoping to find a cavern. But there's nothing really much down here, just except more dirt, so we're going to leave that alone for now. I found a nearby canyon, and I did a little bit of mining. And besides that, that's really all I've done, so you haven't missed too much. What I was thinking of doing today was getting started on this farm over here that I've also laid out, which just blew up from a rogue creeper off camera, by the way, so fantastic, right? Yeah. This rogue creeper, this jerk creeper, definitely is my big problem. That's the only thing that seems to spawn here is just random creepers. Actually, I think that they don't spawn at all in the forest. I think the forest is like a mushroom island in terms of spawns. But right over there, they come up out of the water super silently, or they come out of the timber forest over there. My goal today is to do a couple really basic things. I won't do too much crafting on camera. I'm not going to do too much mining on camera. You've seen all these things. But so these episodes may be a little short as I get established. But I wanted to just start putting my, you know, putting my foot down and saying, yeah, I'm really doing this. I'm doing this next season. So, woo! One of the first things I need is I need to go, over to the slime island that we have floating over here. You can see it up in the upper right minimap. I'm going to be kind of a cheeseball about getting up there and use a nerd pole strategy, which I think I'll be able to get up to. If not, then maybe we'll have to think about it a little bit more. But I'm just going to go ahead and start nerd poling up there. Just so that we can, let's see, where are we? Right there, right here, on top of this mushroom should be good. Because what I want to do is I need to get some cool things to leap from platform to platform. I don't want to build like little bridges and stuff. I feel like that's too normal. So what I want to do is I want to make some rope. If I could type rope. There we go. I typed rope. Specifically this rope from Growthcraft, which is really, really cool stuff. And what I need for it to work is I need a whole bunch of slime balls, because you make it out of vanilla leads. So I'm going to go ahead and be doing this, and let's just use the magic of editing so that you don't have to see this. And then I promise I will tear this down, because I hate the look of these things. How am I doing? This may not be enough stone. Oh well, BRB. All right, I managed to make it up. I had to go and dig more stone, and I died, and I had to come back, and whee! Oh well, it all makes up for it that I can bounce on this stuff now. That's perfect. All right, so what I came here for is this one tree. This is not so awesome. Well, I might even be able to make this go quicker. Let's just go ahead, put down... Oh, God. Get away from me, slime. Jeez. These little guys are just going to keep spawning the whole time. Oh, well, rice. Cool. Okay, what I need to do is clear this, and I need to make a few more sticks, and then I need a scythe, because what I want to do is pick apart this tree and get the saplings, which will just give me all the slime I need. You know, seriously, slime, I don't even... pickaxe, take that. Yeah. You like that, huh? You don't. Not very much, because you're dead. Ugh. Okay, well, I'm just going to go ahead and clear these up, and hopefully I'll get some saplings. Aha! Whoa! No! Okay, well, I know where they're going, so that will definitely be easy to solve. And I better get some of this stuff, too. Do I have an axe? I do. I brought an axe. Whoa, no! No, don't push me over the edge, slime! I'm going to eat your remains. Scoop. Sklorp. The grossest noises. Alright, now I just have to go and dig my way back down very quickly. Whoa! Okay. Made it back down. Okay. Now where are they? They gotta be around here somewhere. Aha! Got him. At least one. That's all I absolutely have to have. I'm sure the other one got caught up in a tree or something. But I have a sapling now. That will let me make some slime. And we've also got a fair amount of this congealed green slime, which will give us all the slime balls in the world that we need. Now I need something for string. They're an awful... Well, hello, witch. Let's not tangle with you. I'll have to figure out some way to make string, because I don't think I have very much. But at least I have this sweet slimy sapling. Let's go ahead and toss this right over here where we can be super happy with. Now, you know, I'm not happy with it there. I'm just not happy with it there. How about over here? Perfect. All right, folks, I'm going to see what I can do for string, because obviously I need rope. Maybe I'll ask someone. Be right back. Aha, seek and you can find. Not far from my house, there is a bunch of wild cotton. This may be enough to get me the string I need to get started. So perfect, because 3 of these wild cotton becomes 1 string. So that will definitely be the way to go about doing this. And I can also then go ahead and pick things up afterwards and use the plant the seeds on my own. I'm not sure why they're labeled as slick water, but doesn't matter. All right, folks, so I think I have what I need. Now, I confess that I had a little bit of footage loss, so I didn't make a few things off camera, but I will do this right here. So I made a lead, standard Minecraft lead. You've seen it before. And I've got some rope now. Now, this rope stuff is pretty cool. And so we're going to use it to get to this new platform I just built. And I think what we're going to do, we'll take our axe, we'll cut in right here, right? And we'll do exactly like we did before. We'll probably build a nice, cool tunnel leading up that way and have several different levels that come out. You know, it'll be pretty sweet. For now, let's just leave that there so monsters won't spawn. And I think back here, back here, I'm going to put down a grindstone. This is the Applied Energistics grindstone. You make use a little bit of quartz, dust, and smooth stone, and that can actually double ores if you sit there and you just, you know, kind of grind stuff. But as for getting there, we want something a little bit cooler than just a wooden bridge or even a slab bridge or even something using carpenter's blocks. So what I'm thinking we're going to do is use this rope. Now that we have gone through all the trouble of string and all these things, and actually I have a fair sum of cotton growing down there, and it's coming back pretty fast, so that's definitely cool. Check this out. If we put down a fence post, normally we can't jump over it, right? We can kind of sneak by here, put another one down there, but we can't jump on it, so it's not a great bridge. However, right-clicking this fence post with a little bit of rope now changes it from a regular fence post into a rope post. Ta-da! We can hop right over it. Same thing over here. Now, the interesting part is that we can actually build lines of rope. So you have to be a little bit careful in the placement because the hit target's a little thin, but there, now we have a nice narrow segment of rope, and I think it looks really cool. Like, that's just the coolest, most natural theme I've ever seen for a bridge. We'll probably start making 3 lines of rope once I have more resources, and once that stuff starts really turning out the, once we can get the growth rate boosted down there, that'll be fantastic. And I'm aware, by the way, that this is like one of the worst possible farms, and I really shouldn't do it that way. I'll get it organized soon. I sort of just threw something together. But yeah, now I can double ores, and I'll put the rest of this in there. So the next thing I wanted to do was work on a mod, another magic mod called Totemic. And those who know Totemic can probably see it down there. In order for that to work, though, I really need a little bit of glass. So let's go ahead. This copper will come into hand in a minute. So the gist of Totemic is I made this staff, right? This is a Totemic staff, which is just some leaves and some sticks. That's the basic Totemic stack. Totemic. Now, I also need to make an infused sapling to make better stuff in Totemic. But before I can do that, I need to actually make it, like I need to make the sapling before I can use the wood. To do that, we have to make this little ritual circle down there. You can see it down there with the 4 flowers and the 4 holes. Those holes need to be filled up with a little bit of chlorophyll, it's called. Now, this is a whittling knife here that you can use to make chlorophyll. If we just go uses here, you can see that for lots and lots of different buildable things, with a bucket, it makes chlorophyll. And there's also other interesting things that you can do with it, like make these various totem slots, which will come into play later on. But for now, and I think that, by the way, that's a temporary recipe, and that will change. But for now, we definitely need, okay, grab these, clear our crafting grid. I think what we should do is make a bunch of this chlorophyll, because apparently it isn't a 100% success rate. I'll need a wrench of sorts to pop that open. What is the wrench recipe? I'll have to cook up some stuff, I'm sure. This is a wrench. This is a wrench. What's the most basic wrench? Actually, there's a hammer. Crescent hammer. Yeah, there we go. I need a tin ingot and 3 iron ingots. Let me just make that. All right, folks. Well, I have my hammer, my crescent hammer, which is my wrench. I have this. So what I need to do now is just start making a fair sum of this chlorophyll. I'm not going to lie, it's not the most exciting process in the world, but it's, you know, quite a bit easier than some other things. And what the heck? Did it just take my bucket? That's unethical. What the? I find this profoundly disturbing. I can't burn through iron that way. I'm not going to be able to do that. That's nuts. Did I just desync, or did it really take my bucket? That's crazy. Hold on just a second. Well, folks, it definitely took my bucket. So I guess we're just going to have a different plan. I think this will work just fine. So the goal here, anyways, you may have, well, let me make sure I have everything I need before I head down. The goal here is to get an imbued sapling. And we really want this because there's a bunch of great totem effects that we can get pretty early on, in addition to using our crops as a fuel source for burning things and for using engines. So that's a pretty good deal. All we have to do is get chlorophyll in these holes, right? And put a sapling there, and then whack it with the staff. So we're going to take the sapling out for a minute, lest it grow. Maybe what I can do to make this faster is use this super crafting frame. So, right, if I go like this, take one of these and an empty bucket, this should probably let me produce everything I need. So I go, hey, yeah, that's perfect. So now all I have to do is just make sure I have room at the start of my action bar. And now I could just, yeah. Definitely we'll have to be a little bit careful about that. We'll see if that works right. Perfect. This is what I'm talking about right here. Okay, let's go ahead and put this down. And now let's give it a nice dunk with the staff. Now it'll either work or it'll hurt me. Ow. Oh, but it worked. Oh, yes, we have an infused sapling now. Now, you sort of have to continuously do things that way. Infused sapling. Fantastic. This is exactly what we needed. And let's go ahead and put this down, get this out. Maybe we can make another. Should be no problem. Now the problem is that it has a, in my experience, I was testing this off camera, a pretty low chance to actually succeed. But you can't really get the saplings any other way. Nope, you see it failed. Ouch. Better eat before I die. There we go. Right, so let's go ahead and put this sapling down, and we'll just have to give it time to grow. I guess we can put it over here by our fully complete slime sapling, which is just fantastic. Yeah, how about right here? Can't put it down there. Wait, no, we have some dirt. We can put it down right here. Pick you up, staff. That good? Yeah. Yeah. On a similar bent, I was thinking that maybe we could try planting one of these. So if you take an apple, you can use growth craft, and apparently these are a lot more likely to actually pop up as like these basically give you a lot more apples really quickly, which would also be really good for us overall. There we go. So this is a apple sapling from Growthcraft. And let's just dig out around the sides here so it has plenty of room. Now I guess we're just going to have to wait for that to go. And as you can see, this farm is really quite the successful farm at this point, but it's not the best farm. We've also started with magical crops, got tomatoes, got blackberries, we got all this other stuff. Looks pretty tasty, actually. These are the most interesting ones, the magical essence. I don't really know much about this mod. I do know that it can make some pretty cool stuff and that these magical essence things are pretty rare. So it's good to have them. Oh yes, I can maybe I can make some fleecy space-time manipulation technology with all this cotton. Because I definitely am tired of spawning back at spawn and making the long trek here. I've already died 3 times in total. Twice was just falling or getting unlucky because of lag. The third time was actually legitimately picking a fight I couldn't win with a Coven Witch. They spawn here. They aren't particularly aggressive, but if you hit them, they will defend themselves, and they are tougher than regular witches, which, if anybody knows my history with Minecraft, knows that that is a nightmare scenario for me. So let's see here. We can get 1, 2, 3. Yes. And that means, you know what it means, we have fleecy space-time manipulation technology. Oh, perfect. And let's go ahead and leave that in there to make those. So I'm pretty happy with these super crafting frames. These are pretty nice. Where should we put this? Can we put it over here? This is lovely right here, I think. Oh, yeah. Take that, space-time. Perfect. Now, there's a whole bunch of new mods that I'm really excited to play with. Not the least of which is the new Minechem. Which Minechem, I don't know if you know, but it's been in Resonant Rise since before Resonant Rise was a public mod pack. But then it kept not working or just not being ready, and it was like, oh, that's too bad. I guess we'll pull Minechem. You know, it was something that just happened over and over again, and it was never quite ready, but it wasn't quite bad. You know, it was a complicated thing. And you could never really tell what you had to, like, if it would work right in any given release. So eventually we axed it, but it's back now. It seems to be working quite well, and I'm very excited about that. Oh, look, some rice. We have some rice here. That'll be fantastic. How much rice do we have? Enough, I think, to make an onigiri. Is it like so? Or is it like this? Oh, yeah, there we go. Little rice ball. Delicious. A lot of the stuff that you're seeing is from Growthcraft, which is a mod I'm really excited to get into, in particular because we can make fine liqueurs. And that, I think, is just really exciting. Has this little guy grown up yet? Nope. All right. Well, I guess in the meantime, what I'm going to do is process some of my ores and maybe go mining. Yeah, I should probably go mining soon. And we'll see. And if as soon as this other thing is done, then we'll come back and start working on some stuff because we've actually got plenty of stuff to do. The next thing I want to work on is just getting my farm in order and a couple other little things. And also, I'm excited to go into Mechanism as well. Mechanism is going through some major changes. If you watch Akko's stream, you'll see that he's definitely been going completely hog wild with it. But I also may work on another level. I'm actually having a lot of fun building this, even though it's kind of plain. It's very, very fun to build a treehouse like this, an open plan. So definitely, I'm having a good time with it, and I'll need to make some stuff. I wonder how I'm going to move power around. Oh, well, that's a discussion for later. I might as well go ahead and do a little bit of digging. I just found something really rare as I was mining, waiting for the trees to grow. I found down by bedrock naturally occurring glowstone. Now, I think this has to do with magic bees. I was hoping to find the diamonds and show you the diamonds and yada, 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 exciting diamonds. But I'm not sure like what the limit of this structure is, how far it goes. And I'm told that there are probably, or I've read, I should say, that there are probably bees inside. I'm going to check with the channel really fast to see if that's really the case. But I suspect if that's the case, then they must be hiding inside of this middle block. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to eat this last little bit of, well, I'm going to throw this apple, and I'm going to see if I can get, yeah, there we go, an infernal hive. So that's pretty rare. I've never seen anything like that in a long time. I'm playing Resonant Rise. I know it's theoretically possible, but I've never seen it, and I thought that maybe I would show it to you. I've seen these hives before, for sure, right? But never like this. So that's really, really cool. And that's a huge boon for us, because this means that I have 31 glowstone like on day 2. So I'm just going to kind of grouse around down here in this mine, which is illuminated by this beautiful hive, and see if I can get anywhere with my bees, because I definitely want my bees, but I also want a diamond. I need a few diamonds for stuff. And as you can see, we still got some chimerite and all these other cool things, but we're looking for diamonds. So when I find a diamond, I'll bring you back on camera. Well, folks, not only have I found my very first diamonds hiding right here, but check this out, endstone. So I suspect that means there's another beehive lurking around here. I'm going to need to make a little bit of room in my inventory. Let's see, what can I chuck? You know what? This block of wood, probably okay not to have. Wait. Don't need more cobblestone either. Come on, cobblestone. You're not wanted here. Yeah, diamonds. Diamonds. But also, force gems, and I suspect it must be... Ah, there we go. Oblivion hive. I've actually never seen one of those. So, I gotta say, I'm pretty happy about this find. This is cool, right? I mean, and we also got access to endstone, which is actually usable for a lot of stuff. If we look at endstone, it's a surprising amount of things that can actually like make use of it, like stuff like, you know, the structural things and then the dimensional singularities, but also like it's just kind of an interesting material for building as well. It does cool stuff. Yeah, so this is going really well. And I found diamonds, which I now have 4 of. I'll probably mine for a little bit more. As you can see, my inventory is getting pretty full, but I've definitely got stuff. So, and look, more glowstone. There's definitely, this biome definitely is rich in these types of spawns, which is super cool. Right, folks, so I'm back from my little trip, and check it out. This apple tree has grown up and is now giving us little apples. So can I just break them? Yeah, I can get apples. This is really cool. Now, what happens if I break one too early? I don't even know. Oh, nothing, just unripe. That's so cool. Okay, let's go ahead and make 3 more of these. These are really, really cool. Like, this is just an amazing source of food. Here, let's check on our other tree. Oh, looks like one of the trees grew. Oh, look at this. Look at this. It grew. Ooh, wow, that's pretty cool looking. Oh, man, that's definitely cool looking. All right, let's chop this sucker up and get all his precious wood. Because these trees are the only way that we can get certain types of wood. And you'll notice that he doesn't drop any saplings. Might drop some leaf objects, but unfortunately, even that's a pretty rare drop. So we're going to have to go ahead and do that a few more times before we really get anywhere. Similarly, I can go ahead and break this down. And it looks like this one will not... Oh, nope, it will. Gonna get some saplings. Not very many, but a few. We are definitely going to turn this forest into an amazing, amazing productive region, don't you think? Right, but so we've got this totemic wood. Now, I think... I'm not sure if I... Ah, there we go, a totem structure. Now, can I actually go like this? That's one way to make a totem structure. What happens if I craft it? Nothing? Interesting. Well, I don't know how to make a totem intelligence. That's the problem. So what we want to do, to make a totem intelligent, or to make a totem, you have to... Well, it looks like it gave it back to me? No. Well, let's see. What happens if I go like this, and then maybe put another one? I feel bad wasting this stuff, but I'll make another one off camera. So let's go like this, and then... No, that's all the same. And it also completely goes through this totem whittling knife really fast. That's kind of nuts. I'll have to figure something out for that. But do we have any uses for these? No. No, they're just fuel. Well, I'll figure it out, because what I want to do is get this all set up. And I'm going to probably off camera just break all these and redo them in rows so they grow more efficiently. Maybe clear out a little bit of the area around here, because I mean, like, look at all this. There's a lot of stuff here. By the way, this is a greatwood tree whose world gen ate another standard brown mushroom. I thought it looked really cool. It was actually my inspiration. As you can see, we've already got these kind of Swiss Family Robinson-esque wooden platforms forming up there. So I'm really excited about that. We may even have a few rope ladders here and there just to, you know, kind of balance out the motif. So man, this has turned out to be really cool. And with that, folks, I think we're probably near a wrapping up point for this episode. This is probably quite a bit. I have got a ton of materials to process upstairs. Let me just show you what I came back with. First of all, I got a new chest just full of stuff. I didn't find any more diamonds, ran out of inventory space, but I do have a ton of materials to go through and to grind up and to make all sorts of cool stuff with. So I'm definitely going to have to sit down next to my grinder over here and just take my time grinding these things away. Now, folks, if you like what you saw here, probably shouldn't do an X with this, by the way. If you like what you saw here, please leave a like or a comment or a subscribe. This is the beginning of a new season, and there's a lot of exciting mods. I've mentioned a few, including Mechanism, which I'm very excited to play with. Aiden has been, or I guess Aiden is how he prefers to have it called. I had a friend in his childhood who was named, he preferred it Aiden. Anyways, sorry, that's a bit of a minor detail. This is a new season, so while I've mentioned a few mods that I like and I'm going to use, I really, really do want to hear from you. If there's a mod in there that I haven't started using yet, you think I should, let me know. I know some people have asked me to do factorization. I can start doing that. I think that mechanisms or multiplication is definitely the way I'm going. I'm curious to see what other mods are in the pack that you want to see me play with. I'm going to try not to use too many of the mods that I'm using in my Chaosville series. So those of you who watch that know that I'm like, for example, I don't want to do too much witchery here. I might get into it a little bit later, but I don't want to start with it and do it too early, just because I want to leave room for that on Chaosville, because just between you, me, and the rest of the universe and all of YouTube, Chaosville's mod pack will be updating to be roughly equivalent to the newest Resonant Rise. So as soon as Resonant Rise goes stable, within a week, Chaosville will get an update to that. Now, we won't be deleting the old build. We'll be keeping that around. So people who don't want to upgrade don't have to. But Dave Chaos wants all the cool new stuff. And all the people on the server want the cool new stuff. So we're going to give them the cool new stuff. People asking if that means that Chaosville is losing IC2. I don't know. I do what the Chaosville folks ask me to do. And if they ask me to keep IC2, I will. We've advised them not to. It's not because we hate the people who run IC2, although you could say there's a little bit of confusion between the people who run IC2 and the Resonant Rise project. It's more just because we feel like removing IC2 gave us so much room to play with the pack, right? IC2 takes up all this space and it makes all these other mods look silly, and some mods make it look silly. By making IC2 removed, we remove an extra power system, we remove a bunch of world gem we don't want, we really, really let the universal electricity mods, which have been getting a lot better recently. They had a bit of an up and they had a bit of a down, all these things. They could really shine. But I mean, for example, we don't have any cables that aren't multi-blocks anymore, or at least that aren't, you know, or full blocks, you know. And that's great. The only cables you can make are RF compatible and work really well, with the exception of factorization. But factorization has always been special. We have Mechanism is just a really strong mod, and honestly has almost as much content as like earlier Greg text now. So I don't really know if you've seen how crazy an end game some of that stuff can be, but it definitely is. How are we doing? Oh, this is great. Look at all this stuff. So yeah, that's what the skinny is on that. Anyways, I was trying to wrap up the episode. Let me wrap up the episode. For sure, leave me a comment. Tell me what you want to see, and I'll try and see it. If you hate this tree house motif, too bad. Definitely using it. But if there are other things you think I should do, if you have suggestions on how I can make it better, for example, someone was telling me that I should use these ropes as like guardrails around the edge of my platforms, and I think that sounds really cool. So I'm definitely going to do that. Let me know. Next episode, I think we'll work on finishing up a basic Totemic setup, and probably working on making some alcohol for ourselves. Folks, thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.